Hi, welcome to Attainable Green. I'm Jess, and today we're going to do an update on my seedlings. It's been about 5 months since I deflasked my very first seedlings, and a lot has happened. For this episode, I'm going to talk about the Dendrobium Red Dragon seedlings specifically. Due to the holiday season and getting sick and being busy overall, some of my seedlings have definitely been neglected. I kind of forgot to water them for about 3 weeks, so I know that these ones are pretty dehydrated. Looking at the palette of seedlings, especially the dendrobiums, a lot of death has occurred. A lot of the canes have shriveled up and the leaves have died. So it's time for a fresh start and reset this palette. So first off, I'm removing all of the seedlings from the pot. I'm getting rid of the old media because it may have thrips or some mold or some other issues, so I'm just going to get rid of it and get a clean slate. As I'm unpotting, I noticed that some of the seedlings didn't make it and some are still surviving. They're using up the reserved energy stored in the canes, so some of them definitely look a little shriveled up and some of the roots have shriveled up as well. So I know that these will need a little bit of cleaning up before I pot them. After I sorted out the seedlings, I wanted to make sure that they're hydrated. So I put them in water with a little bit of seaweed solution and I changed the pH to about 6.0. I want to make sure that the pH is between 5.5 and 6.5 for optimal nutrient absorption. I added seaweed extract to promote some root growth and also to help with water absorption. The potassium in the seaweed will help with water absorption, and the growth hormones in the seaweed will help stimulate root growth. So that's why I'm using the seaweed extract. I have them sitting in solution for about an hour, and after that I can tell what roots are alive and what roots are dead. So I pull out the seedlings from the solution and I'm going to check them one by one and clean them up. I'm going to be removing any dead canes and dead roots. You can see the dead canes because they're a different color. They're kind of yellow-brown, and when you touch them, they're kind of squishy, papery, and empty feeling. As for the roots, it's kind of a similar situation where you press them and instead of it being nice and firm and turgid or even a little green, they're going to be very papery and very flimsy and kind of hollow throughout. So I'm trimming up all the seedlings to make sure they just look nice and clean and just to remove any dead material. I'm keeping it in 2 containers. I want to keep it really simple. So I just have lightly moistened sphagnum moss and I'm putting the seedlings on top of it. This pot has about a 1-inch depth and it'll allow for the plants to dry out pretty quickly. That way the roots aren't sitting in too much water for too long. I want to be able to maintain the moisture in these plants, so that's why I have a shallow pot. After I unpotted the seedlings, I noticed that the roots didn't go very deep. So I know that these shallow pots will work just fine. After repotting all these seedlings, I have about 15 seedlings left, so it gives me hope because I know these seedlings are tough. I looked really closely and you can tell that there's some new growth coming out, there's some new roots, and I know leaves will come in the future. I just have to be patient. So this month for my dendrobiums is another recovery month, but with a new fresh start in the new year, I think it's going to look up. I'll be putting these seedlings in a kind of intensive care unit. I'm going to be putting it on a heating mat so that I can maintain the nighttime temperatures around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't want the temperature to dip too much because I don't want the wet sphagnum to get cold and to cause harm to the roots. So warmer is better in this case. I'm going to do another video on my Cattleya seedlings because they have a totally different situation going on and I don't want it to be too confusing. So I'm going to leave it right there. So that's what's going on with my dendrobium seedlings for the month of January. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, Attainable Green, for all the latest updates. And hit the bell so you never miss an episode. Bye!